day 219 of the Chronological Bible in a Year. And today we are in Daniel chapters 2 and 3 and Jeremiah chapters 7 and 8, I believe, up to verse 13. And today we're only really focusing on a section of Daniel 2, verses basically from verse 1 to verse 24. And in this, we see this picture of just how trusted Daniel is in the court of King Nebuchadnezzar, even after just this short period of time. It starts out by saying that it's in the second year of King Nebuchadnezzar's reign, and he has this dream that he dreams, and he wakes up and he calls for all the wise men of Babylon to be brought into his presence and to tell him what his dream meant. And actually, he starts out by asking them, what was my dream? And so, the wise men are, oh, great king, ruler of, everything in the known universe, how wonderful and amazing and majestic you are. But the thing that you ask is impossible for anybody to do. And the king is irate, and he basically gives them this sort of carrot and stick scenario. And he starts with a stick, and he says, basically, guys, if you don't tell me my dream, no less the interpretation of it, I'm going to cut you into pieces and burn your house into the ground, into ash. But if you tell me my dream correctly and you interpret it, I will heap on you all sorts of gifts and blessings and anything I can possibly give you. I mean, it's yours, guys. And so they're hedging, and King Nebuchadnezzar doesn't have any of it, and he basically says, "Okay, off with their heads." I mean, he's kind of like the Queen of Hearts in Babylon, and he tells the commander of his guard to go and collect all these wise men and to kill them, and presumably to burn their house down, because that's what you do when you annoy the king. Daniel hears about this, and he goes to the commander of the guard, and he says to him, I think I can do this. And he goes into the king's presence, and he says, give me a little time, and I'll interpret your dream. I'll tell you what your dream was, and I'll interpret it. He has such faith, such absolute confidence that God will do this, that he's willing to sacrifice his own life and the lives of not just him and his friends, but the lives of all of these other guys that are out there being collected up, and their homes, and presumably their families. He goes back to his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, I believe. I think that's their names. And he basically says to them, guys, we need to go before the Lord, and they do. And God, in a dream, not only gives Daniel the king's dream, but he gives him the interpretation of the king's dream. I'm not going to go into the detail here. It is amazing and astounding and wonderful and awesome. But here is the picture that I wanted to communicate, and that is, when we go to the Lord in prayer, we have this opportunity to not just change a local situation, but that local situation could have ramifications and impact that cause it to grow and grow and grow, and have implications and ramifications that span time, history, generations, nations, and even eternity when we're talking about salvation. So don't hesitate to bring your issues to the throne room, and the issues of the people around you. Who knows what God will do with one person, or in this case 4, who present their petition to God and believe that God will do amazing things. He will change lives and histories. Trust him today. Godspeed. Take care. Bye.